Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I don't know, with your favorite one new brown girl and me, hosted by me, Sana, and
Fatema. Nice to be on the show today.
Yes, welcome, Fatema. Due to some creative differences, production has decided to let go of Jackie.
It was a good run.
It was a good run. She tried hard. 34 episodes. I'm just kidding. Jackie is on vacation in New York.
Having so much fun.
Having so much fun. Probably eating a lot of good food and bagels and pizza and everything. She better be.
Amazing.
And she'll be back next week. So we decided to have a guest co-host, one of my good friends, that will be joining us. So welcome, Fatema.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So let's get into it. Weekend recap. What were you up to this weekend?
This weekend, I went to Desert Hearts.
What is that?
That is actually a music festival.
Oh.
It's like love, techno, that kind of vibe, house music.
Well, you're really in it. After Coachella, we're already at another one.
Coachella opened up my eyes to a new world, and I'm kind of curious about it. So I've been experimenting and experiencing new things, and it's been fun.
It was fun. I had a lot of fun at Coachella.
I'm so glad we ran into each other
I know.
the way we did.
It's so funny because I ran into like 3 people on Sunday, and I didn't run into anybody Friday and Saturday. And I'm like, it's so big how did I ran into 3 people?
I know, exactly. Like 90% of the people that are on your friends list are probably at Coachella. Well, yet you'll rarely see anybody.
It's so funny. A guy that we went to high school with, me and Aisha, he ran into us twice.
What? Oh my God. It's funny.
Coachella was a lot of fun. So it was my first like full weekend experience too.
Mine too.
So it was good. How was the Desert X?
Desert Hearts.
Desert Hearts.
It was fun. It was a different vibe than Coachella. It was at the LA Coliseum. So I think I preferred the Coachella vibe because it's so big and you can run around. There's grass and stuff. So I like the venue better, but it was cool. I don't know if I love techno and house music, really, but I like the energy and the people and it's like good vibes. So it was fun to try out. We'll see how it goes.
Was it big?
It was pretty big. Have you been to LA Coliseum?
Yeah, it's all outdoor, right?
Yeah, it's like the torch, basically.
I feel like I saw other people maybe there this weekend. I don't know.
Yeah,
was there anybody big there? Or
honestly,
like kind of known?
Honestly, I didn't know anyone on the list, on the lineup. So I was just like trusting my friends to show me good music. And I was like, some of this stuff is good. Some of this stuff I probably wouldn't listen to again. But now I know.
I want to see who's on it. I didn't even know that was happening. That's so cool. Yeah. Was that a 1-day thing, 2-day?
It was 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And then Sunday, I went to lunch with some high school friends, which was really fun. Yes. Catching up with everybody. And it was a good day. Good weekend.
That's good. I'm glad you had a good weekend.
How was yours? What fun have you been up to?
Actually, really chill weekend this weekend. I was so exhausted. I've been on the run nonstop. So Friday, I actually went to dinner with Anisha and Aisha.
Oh,
celebrate Cinco de Mayo. We went to Javier's. It was like a last minute. We literally planned it an hour before. Like, we'll meet at 8. So it was like such a last minute thing.
Spontaneous plans are the best though.
Yeah. So it was, and I was like already yawning by 11 because I taught a 5 block of Legree from 5 a.m. to 10:45. Then my crazy ass took a workout right after while I was already there.
Wow, okay.
So I was up since 3:50. I didn't take a nap.
Girl.
And then I was like, by 11 p.m., I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I need to go home now.
I feel you. I would be knocked out. But hey, that's when you sleep the best, when you exhaust yourself like that.
Yeah. I had such good sleep. And then I'm not joking, Saturday and Sunday, I was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like besides work, I was like, nah. So I didn't have any social plans. Very opposite of you.
Nice.
Very opposite of me. It is nice. I feel like I feel like I reset.
Yeah.
And now we're here. We're back at it.
Yes. Starting Monday, starting the week strong.
Yes, starting the week strong. So let's get into it. So Fatema is a food blogger out here. She goes by the username The Foodie Soar. You can find her on probably all platforms.
Pretty much. The Instagram, TikTok, all the fun
Instagram,
things.
yes. If you do follow her, you're going to want to eat everything she posts.
Oh,
everything looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh my goodness. I think it's been about 6 years now.
It's been 6 years?
I think since like 2017 roughly.
Wow. And the platform has grown a lot. So that's exciting. And, how did you get into it?
So funny story. Back in the days before Instagram, we had Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And when I was in high school, there was always a struggle between my friends. And we were like, hey, what should we go eat today? And we would spend hours trying to figure out what we're going to eat. And by the time we figured it out, we just gave up. And we just eat like whatever there is, right? Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, how do I find a solution for this? So I started taking pictures and photos of all the foods and restaurants we would eat at and uploading it to a Facebook album. So that way, whenever we're hungry, I'm just like browse through and I'm like, oh man, that looks good. Like, ooh,
Let's go there.
Yes. Yeah. So it would remind us of like things we ate, that we liked, didn't like, all of that kind of stuff. And then Instagram became a thing. And I was like, okay, let me try out this platform. I used it personally, right, to post like recipes. I was cooking a lot of food, baking a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted a place to save my recipes. So like I would bake like random brownies, lemon tarts, various different things. And I was like, okay, this way I can easily reference my own creations. And this was so long ago when Instagram was really, really new. It was easy to grow. So I had my personal profile and I would put my baked goods on there, places I was eating, and like personal life stuff. And at some point my friends were like, why don't you make something separate so you can keep your personal life like private and, you know, share your food stuff with other people. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea. Procrastinated on it for a while.
Of course. We all do.
You know, and then decided, you know what, heck, why not? And I did that, and I started using like hashtags, and this is a time when everything would go viral really quickly. You know, you throw some hashtags on something, you're like getting hundreds of likes.
Which is a lot back then.
It was a lot. And I was like, okay, who are these 100 strangers? Like, if I had 100 people liking something near me, I'd be like, why are there so many people here?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. And through that, a bunch of other food bloggers kind of found me through the hashtags. One blogger in specific, his name was Raymond, he created like a group chat basically on Instagram, like a little pod of local foodies. And he invited me, some people I've never heard of. And we just started talking and connecting. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Random, but cool.
Yeah.
And I got really close to one of the girls in the group. Her name was Stephanie. She was about 12 years older than me, lived in LA. And we just started talking, connecting. We became really good friends. And one day she invited me to a tasting. So I had no idea what she was talking about. She's like, oh, like, let's go to Night Gelato. I got invited for like a media event. And I was like, what? What's happening? And at this point I realized like she was basically getting free food in exchange for like promoting this business. And she was inviting me to come with her. So I was ecstatic. I didn't know this was a thing. I literally jumped off the couch and screamed. I was so excited. And
you're like, I can post and get free food?
Yeah. I'm like, I get to go get free ice cream. Like, this is insane. Like, what is happening right now? So I went to this event. We instantly became super close friends. We started going to events almost like every weekend together. And it was either in LA or Orange County. And we would spend just a whole weekend just driving from food spot to food spot to food spot. So we got to try so many different things. And I just discovered this whole world of food bloggers. And I met so many great people. Got to meet so many like restaurant owners, chefs, try new food. So it's been a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And I mean, yummy at the same time.
I love food.
Yeah, who doesn't love food?
Yeah.
So how long did it take you from your first post, I guess, to then starting to get restaurants to reach out to you to come try the food?
I think it was very quickly after that first event I went to because it's really a big network. Once they start knowing who you are, then they start reaching out to you. They put you on your list or on their list and stuff like that. So I think probably after... Shoot, I don't have a good time frame for this, but I think after that first event I went to, I probably got invited maybe like within a month to like different restaurants because people started knowing who I was, and the community was smaller back then. It was easier to grow.
Yeah.
And once people knew you, there was only like a few big like PR companies or people doing media for like local businesses, and sometimes one person would do media for a bunch of restaurants. So they'd be like, "Oh, come check out A, B, C, D, E, F, G," and you're like, "Okay, my whole weekend is stacked. Now we're gonna go from this place to this place to this place." And it just kind of catapulted from there. So I think probably like a month. It was pretty soon.
That's super exciting. I know. I remember back then I used to reach out to you and you'd be like, I have a food event. Even still now, it's always like, I have a food event. I have a food event, which is good.
Yeah.
It's exciting. And you've made such a big network out of it. Like you've made some really good friends that are more than just like blogger friends. They're like true friends now, which is so cool. But clearly you have a passionate you're passionate about food and culinary because you don't only try food. Like you said, you actually make food and post recipes. Which is so... I feel like since last year, you have done it a lot more.
Yeah.
Which is nice, because you kind of do both sides.
Yeah, I think it's so much fun to just create something on your own. And there was a time where I was working so much, working from home, but all I would do is just DoorDash food. And I just got sick of eating out. And I'm like, I just want a home-cooked meal. Yeah. So at that point, I was like, okay, what can I make? What can I do? And it honestly started with baking because I'm a huge dessert fan. I'm like, oh, I love brownies. I want cookies. And I would just go on Pinterest and see all these amazing things people were creating, find easy recipes. And I was like, okay, desserts. So I started baking. And then slowly I was like, okay, I want actual food now. And I would find just easy, trendy recipes like pastas or just like fish, just easy things to make. And then just slowly started with that.
I mean, everything you make looks really good, honestly. Do you have a favorite recipe that you've posted that people should check out?
Ooh, one of my favorites is actually a recipe I got from my mom. And it's super easy. They're like these chicken vol-au-vents. So I don't even make the pastry myself. So I go to the store and they have like the frozen like puff pastries and they pop up. So you get these like little discs, you put them in the oven, and then I think after like 10 minutes they pop into these little like nice fluffy little pastries.
Okay.
And then I would just make the filling myself. So what I typically do is have like chicken, Alfredo sauce, mushrooms, put some like chives or like parsley on top of it, and it's just this nice creamy, rich like appetizer or honestly full course meal that my mom always made, and that's like one of my favorites.
And it's on your Instagram,
It is.
on your TikTok, one of them.
Yes, deep down.
So what does it take? Okay, so your content is pretty high quality.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's really good.
No.
So what does it take to function at the level you do? Like how many times you need to post a week, or do you have a schedule?
That is a great question and something I am working on right now. Because when I originally started doing this, I was telling you I was going every weekend doing foodie events and stuff. And honestly, I burnt myself out. It went from being something super fun and exciting to something that felt like work. And it got to the point where I was going to places I didn't even like and eating food I didn't even like just for content. And, we're trying ridiculous things like unicorn milkshakes and really deep fried food.
I remember when all the unicorn things were such a big thing. Unicorn everything.
Right? And it looked beautiful, but it didn't taste that great. And I just started feeling this disconnect, like, why am I doing this anymore? Like, I don't enjoy this. And like, wow, that looks really cool, but like, I don't want to drink this. So I kind of took a bit of a break. So, I've been doing this for about 6 years. I probably took like a 2-year break at some point, like overall. And then I decided when I came back, I'm going to come back on my own terms and kind of just do it on my own pace and try things I really enjoy more rather than force myself to do stuff just for content's sake. Mm-hmm. So what does it take to really do what I do? It takes a lot of balance, which I'm still working on.
Because you have a job.
Yeah.
Like, this is not your only job.
Yeah, exactly. This is more of a hobby that I would like to make a full-time job. Like, getting paid to eat and travel would literally be a dream come true.
It's a dream for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm working towards, but I'm slowly making little changes to be more consistent, like posting more often, figuring out a better way to post more content, edit faster. That's probably the hardest thing for me because I have so much content. Just putting it all together into a video that I want to put out to the world.
That you're happy with.
Exactly. So that is probably what takes me the most time, but I am working on a few things to smooth and streamline that process so I can post ideally every day. That would be an ideal goal. Mm-hmm. Right now we're at maybe like once a week, occasionally maybe twice a week, depending on what it is. But, I was definitely more consistent back in the day. Now it's a little bit more flexible because I'm just trying to save my sanity.
It's a lot. No, so you went from going through crazy amounts of events a week, which how many do you go to now?
Oh my gosh. Now it's maybe like a couple a week. And it's more on my own pace. So I feel like in the past, I would drive all the way to LA. Yeah. I would spend the entire day doing like 10 different restaurants. It was just insane. But now it's like, I'll do a tasting on Tuesday, maybe take a friend with me. It's a little bit more casual. And back in the day, there were a lot of media events where it was like a bunch of influencers were invited to one thing. And it was just like kind of chaos, but fun because you're meeting people and stuff like that. But you're not really getting like a sit-down experience. After the pandemic, things changed a lot. Because people couldn't really go out a lot, they would do like individual tastings or smaller tastings where just influencers would get invited out and they would just have a sit-down dinner. It's like you and me going to dinner pretty much and then me just taking pictures. It would be more private. And I started to actually enjoy that more because I got to enjoy the food, take more time, and not feel so rushed to just like, oh my God, this is all about content.
Yeah, so I could see how that gets blurred really quick. Well, okay, so now you've mentioned about a little bit of the content and people. So when people pay you or offer you free food, do you feel obligated to give a good review?
That definitely puts me in an odd position. So what I try to do, if it's a paid promotion, I like to know what I'm getting. Like, I won't work with a brand that I don't like.
Okay.
Like, for example, if it was like a company that made a bunch of like pork and stuff, and I don't really eat pork or like that, and they want me to promote like their ham, I probably wouldn't do that. If they have a specific budget that meets my needs, maybe I would promote it in a way that's like, hey, this is interesting. I like to try new foods and give things a shot, but I also like to be transparent with things. And I don't like posting things that I do not like.
Yeah.
I try to find the good in everything. The things, I'm also a picky eater. So I understand something I don't like, someone else might like. Something I do like, other people won't. And I know this has been a really big debate because I've talked to a lot of foodies, friends, just to get their opinion. And they're like, share your truth, be honest, but also like don't say something that's rude and disrespectful, right? Like if I hate something, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing, don't go eat it, because hey, maybe someone else likes it.
It's just not for me.
Yeah, so I'll be like, hey, I really enjoyed this dish. I thought it was really flavorful. I thought it was really sweet, delicious, but for me personally, I don't really like almonds, so I wasn't a huge fan of that part. So I just try to be like, add like a little disclaimer, like I don't really like this, but if you like this, you might find it enjoyable. And then, of course, when my friends ask me, I'm going to tell them, like, hey, I liked it. I didn't like it. This is what I enjoyed, what I didn't.
Yeah. You'll be a little bit more
Yeah.
free with speaking with friends. Do you feel like in the little community of food bloggers, do you think a lot of people kind of sell into that, well, I'm getting paid for it, so I have to give a good review? Or do you think they're pretty truthful?
I think it goes 50-50.
Okay.
And I understand it because at some point when you're getting paid and this is your full-time job, you are basically a paid advertiser, right?
Yeah.
And you're not necessarily getting paid to share your opinion. You're getting paid to do an ad for something, which I understand. So it definitely goes both ways. There are some people who just kind of food blog for fun and they'll share their like more genuine opinions. And there's some people who are just like, this is my job. Like I'm basically an influencer. I do create ads and they'll, do what they got to do.
Yeah. Do you know Keith Lee? He's like all over TikTok.
I don't know if I've seen Keith Lee. I've probably seen him and just don't remember.
Well, he was on my feed. He's a pretty big food blogger on TikTok. He was on my feed yesterday, and Kevin Hart has a vegan fast food restaurant called Hart House. Okay. And Kevin Hart reached out to him like directly and was like, I want you to review my food. Yeah. But he's not vegan, right? So he was like, told Kevin like, I just want you to know, just because you're Kevin Hart doesn't mean I'm not going to give you give an honest opinion how I feel about this food. Yeah. And Kevin was like, no, that's what I want. So it's like he made that such a thing where it's like, I know you guys aren't going to believe me on my opinion of this because of the celebrity he is, but this is me giving my honest truth.
I like that.
But I could just see, I mean, that just doesn't go through food. It's like any influencer, right? When they sell clothing, makeup, whatever, you just never know. Yeah. But I think you're right. Like some you can kind of tell. Like I think there are the ones where you're like, I know these are genuine versus the ones that you kind of feel like, well, you're looking for the check.
No, absolutely. And I think there's always a line where it's like, if you really don't like something, I'm not going to promote it. Like if I don't like it at all, then I'm just like, this feels wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then there's some things where I try to see the good in everything.
Yeah, and you also want to be true to yourself
of
what you like. You don't want to promote things that are like not what you believe in or what you like or whatever, right? That's how you built your audience.
Yeah, but that is definitely a good question. And I think that's the thing a lot of like influencers and just anyone struggles with, really.
Yeah, I mean, I see so much drama in the beauty community, especially every time, especially with Michaela, there's so much drama. I don't know if you saw this one, but the biggest one was like she was advertising L'Oreal mascara and like her lashes looked insane. Like she put fake lashes on. You could see that she put fake lashes on, and she denied. She's like, I didn't do it. Like this is just the way the mascara did. And everybody's like, no, you can see the difference. Yeah. So like stuff like that where it's like you like ruin your reputation, credibility.
Exactly.
When you do stuff like that.
Yeah, because people trust you, right?
Yeah. So I think you go about it the right way, where it's like you don't want to bash the business because that is someone's livelihood. Yeah,
but especially if it's a small business, and I like to obviously disclose if it's an ad so people know. Yeah. And I think as soon as you see hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, it gives you like, okay, now I got to be like, oh, is this more of just an ad or is it something? Is it your genuine opinion?
That makes a difference, right? Because that does kind of lets you weigh out what you think. But that's good. So what would you say is the best and worst thing about running in a influencer account?
Yeah. I think one of the best things is getting to meet a lot of people through it. Getting to go obviously try new foods and stuff like that. That has been really fun. I think one of the drawbacks is sometimes you get criticism. Whenever you have anything that you share publicly, there's going to be people that don't like things. Like, I remember once I posted a recipe and someone commented on how dirty my stove was. And I was like...
The internet's... They're all trolls.
I'm like, I get it. I do agree it's dirty and I'm going to clean it. But I'm like, I'm focusing on the food at this point. But,
I'm also cooking in the kitchen.
It's going to get dirty. So, it's funny. Like, sometimes I know a lot of friends who do get negative comments who have, like, more followers. And the more followers you have, the more negative comments you get. And it's really sad to see because these are real people. Like, just because there's an influencer doesn't mean they don't have feelings and they don't read your negative comments. Like, why? Yeah. Why do you have to take 10 minutes out of your day or 10 seconds out of your day to leave something negative for someone else?
No, we always talk about that too. Me and Jackie, we just don't understand it because we don't do that. Yeah. But I wouldn't think it would be that bad in the food world because are they hating on them as a person or just like...
People find the smallest and most insignificant things to pick on, no matter what you are promoting or whatever you're sharing, whether it's food, makeup, fitness. Someone will be like, oh my God, why are you chewing like that? Why are you wearing that? Your teeth look weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's not how you do it. Like, I posted something with like a drink the other day and I took a sip of it before mixing the drink. Okay. And someone's like, it tastes a lot better when, you actually mix it. And I was like, you know what? I like to leave like funny responses or I ignore them depending on like the severity of the comment. I was like, you know what? It did taste like 2 different drinks and I liked both.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not really a big deal. I try not to let those kind of get to me. But sometimes they do, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can't, though.
You're human.
Because you just think about... To me, it's like I think about their emotional state. Like, how sad or insecure or whatever are you that you feel the need to put other people down?
That you don't even know on the internet.
That you don't even know. Yeah. And I think it's all... When those things happen, it's like way more of a reflection of them and their unhappiness. So you have to, like, set that apart. And I know it's such a hard thing to do. Because nobody likes to be made fun of or nobody likes their insecurities to be projected. I mean, we get it all the time. Mm-hmm. And for us, I don't know if you see this, but for us, it's men more than women that will say negative comments. But I know the internet is, that's the thing. It's like...
It's got its pros and its cons.
It's got its pros and its cons. You have to expect it putting yourself out there, but it is hard to keep your sanity. Like, I know... we're so small, especially us, compared to these people with millions of followers. And, like, I can only imagine how they feel because it's, like, so many people saying negative things about you.
Yeah, and it's sad. I'm like, oh, can't we just spread more positivity in this world? But people are who they are. Yeah. And
I thought food brings people together.
Exactly.
But we still have hate there.
What is nice, though, is I have seen other positive people essentially defend like said person in the comments, and that's
I love that.
That makes me happy. I'm like, you give me hope for the future. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we get that too. I love that. So what is kind of the behind the scenes insights? Have you done any like super exciting collabs, or are there like brands that you would want to work with?
That's a good question. So one of the bigger brands I worked with recently was actually Doritos.
Doritos? That's big.
Yes, it was super exciting because I'm like, oh my gosh, how does this giant brand know who I am? Why do they want to work with me? And, I went to one of their events and it was so much fun. And I was like, I can't believe, like, I was just thinking, I was like, how is this happening right now? And then once I did a collaboration with like Bibigo and like the Lakers.
Mm-hmm. Lakers, didn't you go to the game?
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah, one of my best friends actually was the one who kind of introduced me to someone who was doing like PR over there, and she kind of pitched me, and I'm like, you're basically my manager. Like, this is what great friends do, and I was really grateful for that. And I'm just like, it's just crazy, I feel like these big brands are noticing like these smaller influencers, and it's really cool. It gives people a good opportunity to just try new things, experience new things, and it's been fun.
That is, the Doritos, it was like a new flavor.
They basically had this little event that they were hosting, kind of like a pop-up, where they were creating like different foods using Doritos. Like,
that's cool.
It was really, really cool. So it was out in LA. They had like a DJ out there, and it's like a cool sensory experience. So I was like, this is insane and awesome. And they were opening to the public, so they wanted me to kind of like share about it and stuff like that.
Was the food good?
It was actually really good.
What was like the craziest thing they made it out of?
Oh my gosh, I actually need to look up. I posted this a while ago. I think this was back maybe in like November or December. But they just made like random foods with Doritos, and I was like actual dishes. Like, I don't remember what it was actually. I'll have to look that up and tell you later. But I'll show you the video. It was like this.
Oh, I remember seeing you go there.
This? Yeah. Yes, they had cocktails too.
Were the cocktails good?
The cocktails were actually pretty good. There's one I liked and there was one I didn't like.
We'll share it.
Yes, but someone can go check out these like random amazing foods. They made like an orange chicken type thing with Doritos.
Oh my God, was that good?
Yeah. Honestly, I enjoyed almost every dish that was there. And I was like, they were like
Doritos
little
are good.
tiny like plates.
What is your Dorito of choice?
Honestly, I don't really eat chips.
Okay, but I don't eat them that often either, but I like them.
Yeah, when I get snacky, I like chips. I think I like the Cool Ranch one.
I was gonna say Cool Ranch.
Those are
Cool
like-
Ranch is my jam.
Yes.
I mean, I like the other ones, but number one is Cool Ranch.
Definitely Cool Ranch.
Right answer there. What is, do you have like a dream collab?
I actually did one recently. There is this Swiss chocolate brand called Laderac.
Okay, I love them.
Amazing. I love them.
They like took over all the Godivas in the malls.
They did. They are so good, and it's so funny. My mom went to Switzerland, and she brought back Laderac chocolate.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is incredible. And we were so excited. We were so sad we weren't going to get it. And then we went to New York, and we saw a Laderac store, and we were over the moon. So we brought back, like, I swear, over $100 worth of chocolate because we thought we couldn't get it. I live in Orange County, and then I realized they have a location
Everywhere now.
everywhere. Like, literally 20 minutes from my house at South Coast Plaza.
Yeah, South Coast, Brea.
Yes, they're
Everywhere.
everywhere now. And I'm like, I'm so glad because the quality of their chocolate is incredible. They actually give you free samples.
I know, of as many.
Exactly, because they know you're going to buy some because it's delicious.
It's expensive, though.
It is expensive.
It's probably one of the more expensive, like, I think it's more expensive than Godiva. It's one of the more expensive chocolate shops that I've walked into.
Yeah.
Like, I think I got a piece that was, like, really small.
A bark thing.
And it was, like, $8. And it was, like, really small.
Exactly.
I mean, you can run up to $100 really easy. What is your favorite one?
Oh, okay. So they, out of their like Frashogi, which is like their fresh chocolate, they have this strawberry yogurt one, which is really good. And usually I don't like fruity chocolate or white chocolate. I'm usually like a milk chocolate, hazelnut kind of girl, but I tried this strawberry yogurt flavor and it's so good.
I don't think I've had that one. I really like the milk chocolate macadamia.
Oof. They're all delicious. And their pralines are amazing too. Like all their like hazelnutty ones. I love those.
I haven't had that in a minute. Did it taste different out here than the one in Switzerland, straight from the source?
Not really, actually. They are very consistent about it. Everything is made in Switzerland. They ship it within 18 days. So it's all fresh, which is really nice.
Wow.
Yeah. They do a really good job of maintaining their quality standards. That was a good dream collab.
What was their collab?
We were doing a giveaway for Mother's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, so they invited me to their store to like actually come and snap like the fresh like Frashogi, to try out a bunch of different things, and it was just really fun. They told me a lot about their brand, and yeah, we did like a Mother's Day collaboration. We were giving away like $100 worth of chocolate to someone for Mother's Day. That's fun. Yeah, so we just announced the winner yesterday. It was exciting.
I should have applied or whatever.
Next time.
Yeah, their chocolate's really good. What else is one on your mind that you're trying to accomplish?
A dream collab that I'm trying to accomplish right now. I don't know actually. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have some good things, coming your way.
Oh, hope so.
Mm-hmm. So I know you mentioned like you want to take this from a hobby to a full-time. What kind of made you want to make that decision?
I think just seeing how much I enjoy it, but I spend so much time on it. I feel like it doesn't necessarily justify how much I get out of it. I mean, it's a really good hobby, but I'm spending so much time doing it. I'm like, oh, maybe this would be nice if I could just do this full time.
Yeah.
But then I'm also concerned if I turn it into a full-time thing, will it become too worky for me and am I going to get burnt out?
Or are you not going to enjoy doing it?
Yeah, like kind of like how it was in the beginning. And then am I going to feel obligated to do things that I don't want to do?
Because you need to make money.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but it would definitely be a dream to like just go to different countries, different cities and experience things and share them with people like in an honest way and just, try new things. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, no, that would be really cool. And I know what you mean by time consuming just because I see the content, not just because you're my friend, but I see the content you put out and you're not the type to just put out anything. It has to be nicely curated. It has to be looking presentable for the feed. So I can only imagine like how long that takes.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot more time than I would expect. I'm like, to make a 10-second video, it shouldn't take that long. And then I'll be like on the phone for like 2 hours making a video. I was like, how is it already 12 o'clock at night?
But I mean, that I even get that because like even when I'm making bullshit TikTok videos for myself, like our Jackson Hole recap, which was for fun.
Yes.
It was so for fun.
Oh my
God.
Honestly,
that took me forever. So I can only imagine like when that's something I'm posting for fun, but you're posting it not only for fun, but like also to get noticed and to get views and all that. it takes a lot of time to curate.
Yeah.
So I can understand the work and effort that it takes, but I think you're doing really good. What advice do you have for someone who wants to start an account? Because I know you mentioned you started so long ago, and with things being as saturated as it is now, do you feel like it's hard to get into it because there's so many food bloggers?
Yes and no. Yes, it's saturated and stuff like that, but I have seen a lot of new bloggers just come out of the woodworks and just blow up. And one thing that's really trending right now is TikTok, which gives people a really good opportunity to go viral and get traffic that was kind of like when Instagram first started. So I would give the advice of getting on TikTok and just posting a ton of content. What I was actually doing was posting 3 times a day on TikTok every day for a month. I did that, and I got my first viral video that hit like 2.1 million views.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's so exciting.
It was crazy. And I'm like, I can't believe 2.1 million people saw this. And that was a reach I never got on Instagram. So I think TikTok is a huge opportunity right now. And it's really about just constantly posting, trying different things, sharing things that are both fun, entertaining, short form, long form, just a little bit of everything, and just putting it out there. So I would say don't be a perfectionist. Don't worry about it being like, oh, super polished, but just be yourself. Kind of just share what, something that you would share with your friends. And what's nice about TikTok, it's very organic. It doesn't need to be like high quality production. It can just be fun or entertaining, educational. And people use TikTok like Google to best brunch spots in OC.
I mean, it's so all the time. Like I'm even Mother's Day is coming up, and I'm like, best brunch in Orange County to take your mom.
Yes, exactly. And it gives people such a big opportunity to create content for what people are looking for, just like a search engine, and put it on there. So I think TikTok and just posting a lot of content, not being a perfectionist, and just taking action is the best advice I could give anyone right now that's getting started.
That makes sense. I mean, TikTok is the one that you can actually have a chance of blowing up.
Yeah, you just link it to your Instagram,
I don't understand the Instagram algorithm. It's so weird. Like, we'll have videos that sometimes get a good amount of views, sometimes only get a few hundred. It's so...
hit or miss,
Hit or miss. I don't know. Have you tried YouTube Shorts?
I have. That's something I've recently been playing around with. But honestly, there's just so many platforms, and there's so many hours in the day, and I only have so much sanity. So I'm like, okay, I have to post the same video on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, and sometimes I just forget, and sometimes I get too tired. But I think YouTube Shorts is also a very good platform to be on because it's new.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard from creators that do this more professionally, YouTube Shorts tends to pay the best.
I heard YouTube pays the best in general as a platform.
Yeah.
So
that's what I've heard. Because Instagram cut their creator fund.
They did.
They used to have something called bonuses. So when you posted an Instagram reel, you could apply for bonuses, and you would get some money for depending on number of views. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was something. Now they've discontinued that at all. I think TikTok, if you have over 10,000 followers, you can start monetizing and stuff like that. And then YouTube, I've heard, just pays the best. Also after a certain follower count or subscriber count.
So before we get into a little food roundup, because I'm sure everybody wants to hear your thoughts. What is your goal, and where would you like to see Foodie Soar go?
I would love Foodie Soar to become something that really kind of helps the people who were in the same place I was. Like, hey, what are we going to eat? I really love being able to actually just suggest food to people. They go there and they love it. So that's one thing I would love to do. Just make it easier for people to discover new food, because there are so many restaurants out there in California, different places, and I'd love to just share my experiences of what I enjoyed and show that to other people. The second thing is I'd love to just help smaller businesses, especially those hole-in-the-wall places that no one really knows about, just kind of help them kind of grow, because I see these mom and pop shops, and it's so hard to run a business. It's so expensive to run a restaurant. And, there's some places that have incredible food, great service, but they're just not growing. And I think it'd be a dream to go to one of these hole-in-the-wall restaurants, post a video on TikTok, it go viral, and their business just blow up. That.
We see that happen. There are so many little small businesses. I mean, I don't know if this is not food, but I don't know if you're do you see those head massages? Those Korean spas?
Yeah.
So there's this one that's in El Monte or something.
Yeah.
And it went viral on TikTok.
Okay.
You can't get an appointment for over 2 months.
See, I think that's amazing. That's beautiful to see how that happens.
That's the really nice thing about TikTok, because you're right. It gives businesses that would never be seen or recognize a
chance.
chance. And I really like that you like to focus on small businesses because there's just so many. And I feel like sometimes they have better food than these like big chains or big restaurants because they put so much heart and soul into their business.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So that's good. I feel like you're gonna get there.
One day. We'll see.
You've been growing. I mean, she means business. If you go out to dinner with Fatema or lunch, any meal of the day, it is a whole production.
We love the content. Everything's content.
Everything's content. You know, Jackson Hole. We had some great food in Jackson Hole.
Oh my gosh. That was an amazing trip. I love making videos. I think it's just so fun. Even when it's just for personal stuff, like when we go on trips, I just love capturing a moment so you can just relive it as much as you want. You can share it with people, and it's just such a nice feeling.
It is such a nice feeling. Internationally, because you've been to a lot of places, internationally, domestic, everything. What country has had the best food?
Oh, honestly, I love the food in India.
I hear.
Oh my god, it was Indian food here in Artesia is great.
Yeah,
but I have never experienced Indian food like I did in India. It's like, oh my gosh.
Like Mumbai or where?
I was in Delhi.
Okay.
I loved the food there. I pretty much DoorDashed, honestly, most of the time when I was there. But everything from like biryani to tandoori chicken to their butter chicken. Oh,
insane.
My God.
Everybody also says the Indo-Chinese is insane. Did you have Chinese food?
Oh, yes, I love Indo-Chinese. Incredible. So good. But yeah, I think that's one of my favorite cuisines. It's a bit heavier sometimes, so I don't eat it as often. But I love it. So good.
Okay, how about in America? What's been the best state you've had good food?
Ooh, that's tough. I feel like every state has something to offer. In in Texas, I had the best brisket. Barbecue is incredible. In California, you get everything. That's what I love about California. I can get incredible sushi. I can get good Indian food.
Great Mexican.
Yes, the tacos. It's funny, I went to Cabo for tacos. And my friends were like, hey, so how was the tacos in Mexico? I was like, honestly, the ones in California and San Diego might have been better.
Thank you. Because
honestly, though,
Fatema went to Cabo for the first time like a month ago or less than a month ago. Yeah. And I've always felt this. And I think California Mexican food has more flavor than Mexico Mexican food.
To be fair, I think Cabo is a very touristy central
But I've been to, again, my perspective is different because I'm vegetarian. So, like, I haven't had the street tacos. I haven't had all those things. But I've been to Mexico City. I've been to Cancun. I've been to Cabo. I've been to Tulum. Like, and I know most of them are touristy minus Mexico City. Yeah. But I have always felt like the American style is better. Like, I feel like the salsas, everything are like more like they're more spicy. I don't know. I can't explain it.
They've catered to your palate. They know what you like.
Because did you eat outside of where you were? Like, did you go to like actual like Mexican restaurants in Mexico?
Yeah, we did. We saw a few local places and I ate like there were some things I really liked, like octopus tacos I've never tried. And those were incredible. Like the seafood.
Weird texture?
It was grilled. So it was kind of chewy. I'm kind of used to it. It's like calamari. So I actually liked it. Really good flavor. They had amazing guacamole and salsa everywhere, which was great.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, so good. I had so much guacamole. It was ridiculous. And it wasn't extra there, which is nice. You know.
I mean, restaurants are getting ridiculous with the guac prices. Like, even Chipotle is like
everything's extra.
Yeah, everything's extra. And they'll give you like a little dab.
Yeah. But honestly, I think California tacos definitely compare. Like, I can get incredible tacos here. We're lucky. We're very, very lucky.
We're right by the border. Yes. Especially on this side, SoCal.
Yeah. So good.
So yeah, that's good. Well, with Mother's Day's coming up, what are some of your Orange County favorite brunch places?
So one of my favorite places to go for brunch in OC would have to be this place called OEB Breakfast.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, everything there, they make it so beautiful and elegant. Their food is like art. And it actually tastes good. It's in Irvine, I believe.
Okay.
So it's such a cute little restaurant. They have kind of like this retro modern vibe going on. And I tried like their French toast, their crepes, their like short rib omelet, everything beautiful. Like the presentation and the flavors were fantastic. So I love that place for brunch. There's also another spot I tried recently. What was it called? Let me see. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget to tell you.
Oh. No, I'm going to have to try that one. I'll probably link everything she says so you guys can know which restaurants.
Love a good brunch.
I know. You do, and I do too.
In LA, Republique. You heard
I've heard about it so many times. It's pretty big in LA.
It's huge.
But I haven't gone. I mean, even when we went to Crossroads, which is a vegan brunch, we went there years ago.
Oh, that was good.
That was good too. That was a really good vegan brunch.
It was. Honestly, I had low expectations because vegan food I'm concerned about sometimes. And I'm not the most vegan person, but everything was so... I couldn't even tell it was vegan.
Yeah, they're good at that.
Yeah.
Their brunch is good.
I was very impressed. But the other brunch place I was going to tell you about, it's Republique, and it's in LA. It's very trendy, and I feel like some places aren't worth the hype. This one is. Their French toast, I think it was like $14, but it looks like just like a slab of French toast, thick, but it was probably one of the best French toasts I've had in my life. It's perfectly crispy and like caramelized on the outside, and the inside is soft, fluffy, and creamy. Oh, I wish I lived in LA to eat that.
Wanted to go, and I just haven't. I mean, LA has like a lot of brunch places, like way more than Orange County.
So many.
And
oh my gosh.
They're all so good, so it's so hard. But that one I continuously see on lists, and I just haven't gone yet.
It's been on my to-do list for a while, and I finally went with my friend the other day, and I was like, oh my God, it lived up to the hype. Thank you. We waited in line, and I'm happy about it.
How many times have you been disappointed from the hype and tasting what it is? Like, does that happen pretty frequently?
Not too often, thankfully. Okay. There have been a few places where I was like, oh, okay, like this was good. And then I think I overate it. And then I was like, okay, now I'm over this. Like Dominique Ansel and their cronuts.
I've never even had them.
It's like a croissant donut.
I know what a cronut is, but I've...
Yeah. Oh, Dominique Ansel. I tried it for the first time in New York.
Okay.
And they had a flavor that I really liked. Like I think mango, pineapple, or something delicious. And the first day I got one, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I overdid it, and I got like a dozen. And I was like, okay, no.
So it was good to begin with, though.
Exactly.
You just tired yourself out.
I know. I shouldn't do that.
Are there any big hype things that you don't think are? I'm trying to think. What is like a hype?
Honestly, just that unicorn stuff.
Which was like a weird trending thing for a bit.
Like unicorn grilled cheese, unicorn milkshakes. I'm like, it's just blue and pretty, but it just tastes like milk.
They're putting food dye.
Yeah. Some places would use natural dye, which I appreciated.
Okay.
Some places no, and then my tongue is blue, and I'm like,
it's not adding flavor, so why would I just not eat the grilled cheese normal than have all this extra crap in it?
Yeah. I'm like, it's cool, but honestly, no.
I
think that was the one thing that and like fried foods. This one I feel like it's controversial because everyone seems to love fried chicken, like Raising Cane's, Hot Dave's. That's a huge trend. I personally just don't like it.
Either of them?
I'm just not a big fried chicken fan.
Okay.
So that's where I'm like, everyone else likes this, but it's my preference. It's not that it's bad. It's just, it's not for me.
Yeah.
That's like one thing that doesn't live up the hype for me, like hot fried chicken.
Have you been to Smorgasburg?
I love Smorgasburg.
Yeah, that's a good place. You can try so much at Smorgasburg. I think we went together once.
We probably did.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff there for sure.
There is some good stuff there. I mean, LA scene is... I mean, I know you spend more time in Orange County, but the LA food scene kills OC.
I know. Oh, so true. There are so many restaurants on my to-do list for LA that I haven't gotten a chance to go to because just traffic alone takes me almost an hour and a half to get there.
Because you're so OC.
I'm so deep in OC. But
you're basically in San Diego.
Practically. I should go there for brunch.
Yeah, their brunch is really good too. And they've had some really good new spots open.
Yeah, they do. And they have tacos.
And you're even closer to the border, so they're gonna be really authentic. Okay, so let's see. Orange County, best Mexican restaurant in your opinion, in Foodie Sour's opinion. These are all her opinions.
Yes, asterisk.
Yes.
So one of my favorite Mexican restaurants, actually a taco shop that I discovered recently. It's in Anaheim, and they specialize in tacos al carbone, so the ones that are made on like charcoal grills. And oh my God, those tacos are so good. You can just like taste that like kind of like mesquite charcoal flavor that's like in their meat. And they have so many different types.
What is that called?
It's a great question. What is it called? No, can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm going to find it.
We'll link it. What city is it?
It's in Anaheim.
Okay.
I think it's called Tacos Los Cholos.
Oh, that's a fun name.
It's called. Yes. So yummy. I just randomly discovered this place when I was hanging out with my dad one day in Anaheim. And we were hungry, and I was like, oh, look, tacos. And we went, and we parked in their parking lot, and you can see them literally, like, grilling the meat in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And everything was so good. The place was packed. That's how you know. I feel like the food is good.
That's how you know, by the crowd.
Yeah.
Especially when it's, like, a restaurant, like, when their own people are there.
Yes.
Then you know it's good.
Like, you go to an Indian restaurant, it's full of Indians, I'm like, that's the spot.
You go to a Japanese place, it's just when you know, then it's like, no, that's authentic, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, best pizza
Actually, funny enough, I haven't been eating that much pizza recently. But one of the places I really like their pizza, it's actually out in LA. One of the places I, venture to so
nice.
frequently. What is that?
I know we had a like Prince Street at Coachella, but I didn't get to try it.
No, how come? I heard the food was great at Coachella. I didn't eat anything there.
The food was so good.
I can't.
Well, no, I only ate once, and it was Monty's Good Burger, which
they had that, right? I've heard good things about Monty's.
I love Monty's, which is a vegan In-N-Out. And I literally ate the one food that I eat back here at Coachella. But I only ate one, so I get it. It's so easy to not eat at Coachella, but the food lineup was really good at Coachella.
Everyone who ate at Coachella was like, Fatima, what are you doing? Like,
no, I was surprised you didn't eat more because the food lineup was insane.
I was trying to save money. I was trying to be cost efficient. We literally did like a Costco run before we went to Coachella, and we just had all this food, and I was like, well, I feel bad not eating this. So
I really just didn't eat the whole weekend. We did that for the house we stayed in, but still, like, it's hard. You're running around from like set to set. There's not even time.
There isn't time. I forgot to eat sometimes, and I was like, my friend's like, hey, we should probably get something in ours
it's so easy
pass
to
out.
Like, I'm someone who doesn't forget to eat, but like by the time you get back, I'm so tired that I don't even want to eat.
I know. You just want to go to sleep and have it like. Then you need nutrition though, and you're like, okay, what do I do? Oh, this is the place. Which one? I found it. I found the pizza place.
Oh, is it the
No, but that place that you're thinking about, I love their pasta.
I've been to the real one in Naples, but Naples is only pizza.
I need to go to Italy. This place is called Gisalo, and it's in Santa Monica. Their pizzas are so good. It's a small little hole in the wall place, like a lot of things in LA.
Yeah.
But their pizzas are so good. Like, just look at that crust.
That looks really good. And their pastas are good too.
I don't actually. Does this place have pasta? I think this place is more pizza and sandwiches. But the place with good pasta is La Pizzeria Antica.
That place is so good.
Oh my gosh!
I love
pizzas
a
are really good
pasta.
Too. Oh, me too. I love that they had like a short rib ragu tagliatelle something. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, probably the best one I've ever had. Like that's probably my favorite pasta place. Needs to be in Orange County.
I know. A lot of this needs to be in Orange County. Okay, best burger.
Counter,
okay.
Mainly because I'm not a big burger fan, and I love that I can customize my burger there. So I make the weirdest burger. Most people would never order this ever. I get a chicken breast patty, Gouda cheese, hard-boiled eggs, scallions, with like ranch or aioli, like garlic aioli. That's my burger.
That sounds
It's very different.
I don't know if I like the hard-boiled egg.
Honestly, I love hard-boiled eggs. So
I've never had it in a burger.
It's like a custom sandwich at that point.
Yeah,
it's like it's not your traditional burger.
You like to be able to do a little custom situation. Yes. Let's see, best sushi.
Oh, I love sushi. New development. I did not like sushi before. But my favorite are actually hand rolls that I found. So Kazunori in Marina Del Rey, amazing. And Roll Hand Roll Bar in Fountain Valley. Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. I could go there. I could probably eat sushi all the time, but their hand rolls are so good and fresh. And what I like about Roll is they have a bunch of other things too, like appetizers and mocktails that are delicious. So I love those two places.
That sounds good. I feel like I can keep going on and on. So let's just do, what's one of your top 3 restaurants?
It's so hard because it depends on what I'm in the mood for.
In general.
You're making my life hard. Okay, let me think. Ton of my top favorite restaurants that I love going to. Ooh, okay. I am a huge fan.
Or that you recommend people to try.
So I love Korean barbecue and Japanese barbecue. There's a place I've been taking them to called Shinobu Japanese Barbecue. And it's out in Fountain Valley. I went there once for a tasting. And I kid you not, since I've gone to that one tasting, I've probably gone back like 20 times and brought like at least like 15 different people who now go there and tell everyone else about it. One thing that makes that place stand out is they have all you can eat, but it's actually good.
Okay, the quality's good.
The quality of the meat is great, and they have a variety of meats. So they have beef, chicken, shrimp, scallops, and they also have tons of appetizers and sides. So you can get like baos, you can get sliders, you can get fried rice, everything. And their desserts are really good. Like they have this really good sorbet. But I think it's roughly about $60 a person. So worth it for Japanese barbecue, like the quality of meat you get. So that would be one of my favorites. I've taken my siblings there. They love going there for special occasions. We always go for birthdays now. But that's definitely one of my top picks, I would say.
Any others?
Let's see. That's Japanese barbecue. Okay, for Indian food, India restaurant in Artesia.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite spots.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Me neither. Oh, Indian food is so good. That place is delicious.
But have you been to Nathraj in Laguna Niguel?
I don't think so.
That's right next to you.
Oh, it is. I haven't actually eaten
That's
out that
my
much.
favorite. One of my favorites.
They
Punjabi.
have one in Anaheim too.
Some of them are different owners. But that one,
that's
you
good?
should go there. It's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna put that on my list because when I'm craving Indian food, I don't have to go all the way to Artesia.
You don't at all.
Or my fridge.
He for my aunt, he caters a lot of the weddings.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I think those are a couple of my favorite restaurants right now, as well as there's a place I love their waffles and their chilaquiles because I love a good brunch. It's called Poached Kitchen.
Okay.
It's another brunch spot. I think it's out in Irvine. Also really good. Their waffle and their chilaquiles. I would recommend it. And their
I love
matcha
a
latte.
good waffle.
It's so crispy but light. I could eat that whole thing.
I know. Now we have to eat. So.
I'm definitely hungry and my stomach is starting to growl thinking about all these things.
Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. I'm sure everyone listening is super hungry, just like us. But as usual, thanks for listening. And we will see you on the next one. Have a great week.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're going to have you again soon.